Hey everybody, David Alter here for Rink-Wide Toronto, presented by Bodog. Make a Play, Canada's choice for free casino games, sports odds, and poker strategies, where tonight the Toronto Maple Leafs play host to the Boston Bruins here at Scotiabank Arena. Now, this is a big game for both teams. Boston is 11 points up on the Maple Leafs in the Atlantic Division standings right now for first. Boston has been excellent all year. Like, no one's been close to them. However, they are on the 3-game losing streak, the longest that they've had this season. So this is a chance for Toronto to inflict some more damage and potentially bring that divisional lead in the playoff chase to single digits. That would be significant heading into the break. Both teams are on a break right after this game. And so it actually kind of helps that both teams have a significant opponent to look to. It's not going to be like, oh, it's Montreal or Ottawa before the break where your mind is still kind of on where the vacation's going to be. So Sheldon Keefe kind of saying that it actually set up really well for the Toronto Maple Leafs, that it's a caliber opponent like Boston going into this. Wayne Simmonds will be in the lineup again. The Leafs only have 12 forwards on the active roster, with Austin Matthews on injured reserve, and the Leafs moving things around and waiver eligibility and whatnot. So they're not really carrying anyone more than the 12 minimum forwards. And so as a result, Wayne Simmonds gets to go again. Remember, last time these two teams met, he got into quite the epic fight with former teammate Nick Foligno. You don't see the Leafs getting into a lot of fights, especially with a former teammate. Remember, Nick Foligno spent a couple months with the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2021. It'll be interesting to see if they renew hostilities or friendship or whatever you want to call it when it comes to hockey fights like that. Ilya Samsonov is going to make his 7th consecutive starting goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Remember, it was Matt Murray who injured his ankle in his scheduled start a few nights ago on, I guess it was Friday, against the Ottawa Senators, and Samsonov had to go in cold and then didn't have a great game, but it wasn't really his fault. Came back, bounced back against his former teammate in a 5-1 victory on Sunday. The Leafs have had a couple of days off since. Samsonov has been on the ice working with Curtis Sanford, the goalie coach, but not really practicing with the teams. It's all about preservation at this point. So Samsonov should be a little bit fresh going into this. It's not determined who the Boston goaltender will be. Jim Montgomery holding court just moments ago saying, we'll see, in terms of which goalie it's going to be. Linus Ullmark has been their best goaltender, certainly a Vezina favorite. But there is that feeling that maybe they want to rest him going into the All-Star Weekend festivities because Ullmark is going. And so perhaps Jeremy Swayman might get in that regard. And so that's the story here. Myself and Rob Wong will have your post-game show. Make sure you rate and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. But I also want to know, with this series tied, leave a comment in below what you think's going to happen in this game tonight. Remember, Toronto won this first game 2-1, and then they fell in Boston. This is the third match of 4 this season. I want to know in the comments below what you think the score is going to be. Make sure you rate and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. So Rink-Wide Toronto, presented by Bodog, Canada's home for casino games and sports odds, where everyone goes to play. Rink-Wide Toronto, pre-game, post-game, every game.